Well, we've been here at the Alpenhof Hotel now in Grand Teton Village, and great place. And now we're off to Nampa, which is our ultimate destination, and we'll see the sights along the way there. So we'll talk to you when we get to Nampa. Just a driving day today.
Here and divided into classrooms, and then we eat lunch here at noontime, and we have a kitchen there, and then we have like a commercial level kitchen there, because we wanted to make this this area also usable for the community.
Oh, okay.
So that if the community wanted to use the facilities, we would have room to do that, because we want to be part of the community as well. And so it's almost twice as big as the one we had in Redlands as well. So we just have a lot more room than we used to, and everybody's really enjoying it. It's called like our transient hangar. It's where they might do some small maintenance, like 50-hour inspection or an oil change or something they might do over there. This is really our long-term maintenance. This is where we might do an overhaul, like this airplane here. They're getting ready to send to Haiti. It's a Cessna 207. This is an Ecuador airplane that is up here, and they're going through it, and it is on its way to Lesotho, I believe, in southern Africa. We sometimes will tank them, which means we'll put a huge fuel tank in the fuselage, and we'll go up through Canada, over to Greenland, Iceland, and then down through Europe, and then down into Africa.
Wow.
That's one way. Or we might containerize it, take off the wings, put it in one of the big transatlantic containers, and pack it up and ship it.
What makes the decision on which way you do it? Is it just cost?
Cost, flying it is a good thing in that I think there's actually less wear and tear on it than shipping it. Depends on how quickly they need it there, when it could be shipped. You know, flying it takes maybe a week. You know,
it's a long cross country. Yeah.
Very long cross country. We have 3 206s that we use for training. They're all turbo 206s, and looks like one's out flying right now. And then we have the thing here, which is Brownline seat track, which we've installed, which is what the airlines use, but it's a much more secure kind of seating for tie down, for holding seats in place and that kind of a thing. If you look, the seats are cast aluminum. The seat tracks are often, there's all kinds of ADs and stuff on inspecting the seat tracks.
They are reliable.
In any kind of an accident or whatever, with the cast aluminum, the seat can break apart, just shatter, where these are tubing, and they're made for better protection of the pilot.
Okay.
Tie the legs, so you'd hog tie them, basically, their feet to their feet, and then you'd stick them in a gunny sack. And you might stick their head, you might tie the thing around their head so they can breathe okay. But you put them in the gunny sack just to help absorb some of the waste material that might happen. And you know, we tried not to ever put them in the cabin part. Every once in a while we would have to, and then you'd have to wrap them in plastic or do something, and then tie them down. And you had to be very creative in tying down loads, because sometimes you'd have the weirdest kind of loads that you'd have to tie down.
Have any get loose in the cockpit with it?
I never did, but people have had, like, you carry a big pig, and like sometimes they wouldn't fit in there, and so you'd have to carry them on top. And those things, man, I mean, you're talking, I don't know if you've ever carried a pig or touched a pig or whatever, but they are just solid muscle.
Yeah.
And so when they would move, the whole plane would shake. You'd be flying along and all of a sudden the whole plane would kind of shake, because they'd be like wiggling around and stuff, and you'd make sure, man, that you don't want something like that getting loose. So whenever people would transport them, you would always check to make sure they were tied, they were covered, that, you know, you tied them down so they couldn't get loose, but you never knew for sure. This wing houses the personnel department, and my office is in the corner over there. This is what we call ministry partnership. The neat thing about ministry partnership, and really the unique thing that MAF has done, is you know, you have to raise your support, but we actually, after you've been accepted into MAF, we have a 2-week seminar to train you how to do that, how to actually raise your support, so you're not kind of just left on your own, you know, to do it. A lot of missions offer, you know, you go out and raise your support, but you have to have kind of a part-time job just to keep things going. Well, MAF actually gives you a stipend so you can raise support full-time. When you're able to raise money full-time, support comes in much quicker. And we've just found that it's actually averaging probably less than a year for a family to raise their full support to start moving to get to the field. And that's actually a very short time compared to most missions. Once you get accepted, then you become an MAFer, and then you go out and raise your support, and you're paid from the time you get accepted. So the folks here are kind of what we call counselors. They help you keep going as you're out there. You have a contact person here. They also serve as an accountability partner in terms of you're getting paid to raise your support. Are you doing it? Are you doing it? Because we're paying you to do that. You better, you know, you're just held accountable, which is a good thing as well.
Is that possible?
No, I already got stuff I gotta pay for. Bless you.
How do y'all always manage to find a Bath and Body Works?
For women.
Couldn't find anything in Punjabi?